Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook on Friday the 24th of May. Now we put out a separate video today looking at the bank holiday weekend in a bit more detail. Check that one out here on the website and our YouTube channel. This though is looking further ahead, and the outlook for the last week of May is going to be rather unsettled with low pressure, quite a complicated picture of areas of showers, often heavy bursts of rain, some more organised features, and at times some brighter spells in there as well. A general feeling of being on the cool side, really I suppose all the way through the week with the wind from the north or northwest. The hint further ahead is that things do become warmer and somewhat drier as we go towards June. Let's just take a look at the big picture then through this weekend and just beyond first of all. And what we've got at the moment is low pressure that's around Scandinavia. That's been the system that's been across to the northeast of Scotland for the past few days, producing areas of rain and showers. Pressure is building from the southwest, but also there's a front which will be moving in towards western Scotland on Saturday, associated with a trough of low pressure that has its main centre well out over the Atlantic. Now, if we move this on over 6 hours at a time, you'll see how the high to the southwest of Britain never really makes any progress, and instead it's low pressure toward the north that moves in through the weekend and essentially draws in a rather cool and unsettled picture, especially as we go through into Monday as we draw air more around from the northwest. The high pressure system then stays away to the southwest of us and will more or less do so as we go onwards into next week. If we just skip through a few further days in the middle of the week, it's a general message of a northwesterly airflow with low pressure centred somewhere toward the north. There's complexities of detail as various centres of low pressure interact with each other. A broad message, though, of being rather unsettled for the week as a whole, with lower pressure generally in charge. If we just try and pick up on that story and flesh out some details for the middle of the week and treat it very, very carefully, because a lot of complexity has got to go on in the atmosphere over the days ahead to get to this point. But for Tuesday, it looks as though low pressure that will have been around on Monday is pulling toward the southeast. The wind flow is broadly out of the north to northwest. It may well be that there's some showers around, particularly across England and Wales, associated with a trough that is in place here. There's a front which is trying to come down into the north of Scotland, which again may produce some areas of showers. Somewhere in between, we may just find a half-decent day for central southern Scotland and northern England. Just watch your details for that one, but some places could do pretty well. It'll be a cool day, though, with that airflow down from the north. And Scottish mountains, northern areas particularly, will see freezing levels down below 1,000 metres, at least in the morning, although temperatures will tend to lift a little bit with some daytime sunshine. Into Wednesday, and low pressure is still toward the north. It's a general west by northwesterly airflow that is around. There's complications waiting in the wings over the Atlantic. Wednesday, though, I think is a day of sunshine and scattered showers. The idea of maybe something a bit more organised, perhaps just grazing past northern Scotland, possibly England and Wales doing better with a ridge of higher pressure, just trying to build in temporarily at this stage. Temperatures still nothing too special, chilliest across the far north of Scotland, where again it'll be cold enough for some of the showers to fall, as some snow and some hail where they fall on higher mountains in the north. Now, Thursday looks a really messy chart. Don't worry about the detail from this chart. It's by no means going to look exactly like this, but it's the message that low pressure is moving from west to east, basically, in a complicated series of fronts. There may be more than one structure in there, so various zones of rain could be around. A risk of strong, even gale force winds. This picture would be focused on England and Wales, but that could be more widespread. And even if you don't get the organised rain, showers would be likely with a fairly unstable picture in charge. At the very least, it's the idea of a changeable week ahead with some dry spells, but some rain and some heavy showers at times. If we just move things toward the end of the week carefully, this is by Friday the 31st, and low pressure looks like it's moving away eastwards into Scandinavia, and there's the indication at least of pressure building from the west at this stage, so things becoming somewhat quieter as we head towards Friday and next weekend. The question is whether that's just a short-lived window of drier, brighter weather before further weather systems try and come back in off the Atlantic. If anything, though, by this stage, the wind flow looks more likely to come in as a southwesterly, so milder conditions, warmer conditions compared to the rather cool northwesterlies that will have been in charge through the middle part of the week. I suspect there's some weather systems to graze past northern Scotland, so the idea of some low cloud on western mountains, maybe still some rain at times, would be believable across the west and the northwest of the British Isles, and we may just stay in a sort of mixed middle ground west by southwesterly trend even into the first week of June, where low pressure is around Iceland. We're never quite getting high pressure over the top of us, so not completely settling things down at this stage. Very carefully, the suggestions further ahead, deeper into the first week of June, starts to suggest that higher pressure is building more to the east of us, and from this chart it's just the building of the colours, which are the temperatures at middle layers in the atmosphere, to the east of us, whilst it looks like there is a trough more to the west. So an airflow coming out of the south or southwest, with warmer conditions more likely, potentially something thundery if a trough out of Biscay gets drawn into the mix. But it could be that high pressure around Scandinavia builds nearer to us and gives us something that bit drier. Many indications for June as a whole do favour quite drier conditions, higher than average pressure. It may be we just have to wait a while for the genuinely settled weather to just come back to us. So we'll see how things go. At the very least, for this final week of May, it's an unsettled pattern, a rather cool one on many of the mountains, particularly in northern Scotland. Expect showers, expect some heavy downpours, and take your chances for some drier, brighter conditions in between. Stay up to date then every day on our website for all your local forecasts. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.